sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again. Been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again. Sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again. Been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. You can pick me off the ground so we can fly again. 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 I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around.
Continuing to lead, and just Jose having little looks everywhere, still not able to get around him. What an unbelievable defensive masterclass this is from Unorthodox. Pit window, we reckon, is open, so the game reckons that these guys need to make one more pit stop for a fresh set of inters. And we see just Jose having a little look to the inside. Dan tries to close the door, squeezes up against the pit wall. It goes late on the brakes just down, and somehow he's going to hold on to that position. Wow, unbelievable racing that was from Unorthodox. Just Jose had the inside line. Dan went so late on the brakes and managed to hold it down on the outside, and just Jose wasn't able to cling onto the position. That is incredible racing there from Unorthodox. Really got his elbows massively there in that little battle, but just Jose still not able to get ahead of Dan. But is he going to be able to do it now? He's going to have the outside. Dan's going to try and throw one back up the inside. As he is. Oh, look at that. He's gone deep into the corner though. And I think just Jose's got to have that move done. He has. Just Jose swoops round into the lead of the Russian Grand Prix here at Motive Racing. Dan can fight it no more. He put up a valiant effort. Here we are then, guys. We're about to go lights out here at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix XL F1 League, and it's lights out and away we go. And looks like Andrew Pipsmith gets a decent start there. Mark Burr already charging up towards turn one, though, but in the end tucks in behind. Bennett LCFC up into third, getting ahead of Soph there. Great start from Bennett. Soph there lining up just behind him. Tree Monkey Page, Horatio there in sixth. Viper, Iron Wolf, Paul Cod, San and an Element at the back.
Sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now, when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground so we can fly, yeah.
Right, I think we're on. We just jumped in a room full of AIs a second ago. I realised after a couple of corners something wasn't right, and that was why. So we're now racing here at Suzuka for lap 3 of round 15 for the XLF1 League Japanese Grand Prix. Bennett LCFC out the front leading this one. It looked like it was, well, we didn't really know what was going on, to be honest, because the qualifying session was completely irrespective of what was actually happening. So yeah, here we are. So Bennett LCFC leads, got a second of a gap back to his teammate Horatio. Schumacher Page running in third place, Mark Bow Viper running in fifth place at the moment. Bit of a gap back to Soph running in sixth, with Paul Cod all over her, battling over P5. Couple of seconds back to Andrew Pittsmith, who's been passed by Iron Wolf there down the start finish straight. So Iron Wolf up into 8th, and Soph there trying to hold it around the outside of Paul Cod up the inside into 6th, as Soph beautifully gets the undercut though on him and gets back up into P6 there. Iron Wolf just ahead of Andrew Pittsmith and Element and San at the back of this field at the moment, but Bennett LCFC starting to put out a bit of a gap already here at the front. Got a 1.2 second gap. He's already out of DRS range from Horatio, and Tree Monkey Page pretty close behind him at this point in the race, but anything can happen over the course of 27 laps here at Suzuka. Double waved yellows through sector 1 and sector 2. Not quite sure what that's in Adel. Haven't seen any incidents just yet. Elements up into 7th. Andrew Pittsmith drop it. Oh, Soph's dropped it. Soph has dropped it there, coming through the middle sector, so she's got it going again. Doesn't look like she's got too much damage on that car, so shouldn't be too much of a problem there. Elements got ahead of Andrew Pittsmith up into 7th place. Don't know if Andrew made a mistake or something, but Tree Monkey Page is still on the back of Horatio right now. 6/10 between these guys, battling over second place, as they're just losing a bit of time to the race leader Bennett LCFC at this point. Bennett LCFC once again doing what he does best, leading the race and absolutely smashing it out the front, continuing to log in the laps and showing everybody just what he's made of here. Horatio in P2, second and a half behind. Tree Monkey Page is pretty close here, coming down the start finish straight, but I think that turn 1's going to come just in time for Horatio. It does, and Tree Monkey Page can't get it done at the moment. Bit of a gap back to Bark Bow, huge gap back to Viper running in 5th, and Element has got ahead of Iron Wolf up into P6, so nicely done there from Element. Continue to make gains, has got ahead of Andrew Pittsmith and Iron Wolf over the course of these last couple of laps. Soph after that little spin down in P10, big gap back to San running 11th place though, but Bennett currently showing everybody how it's done here out the front. But Horatio's kind of responded to him a little bit over the course of the start of this lap. Don't know if Bennett made a mistake or if Horatio's just really pushed it. I suppose the soft tyres do have a big advantage coming through that first sector through the S's. That's where the soft are going to have the major upper hand over the medium. So maybe Horatio just making the most of that, because Bennett's now putting out that gap coming through this part of the track. It's back up to 1.6 between first and second here. Tree Monkey Page still hunting down to Horatio, still looking for a way through up into second. Horatio on the soft, Bennett and Tree Monkey Page both on the mediums. Tree Monkey Page technically on the same strategy as Bennett, so we'll be wanting to take the fight to him in this race, as we see Paul Cod and Soph both in the pits here at the end of lap 4. But Bennett's gap back to Horatio pretty comfortable right now. Tree Monkey Page within 3/10 of Horatio. He'll look to try and get a good exit out of the chicane if he can, and be within that DRS coming down the start finish straight. If he can get himself close enough, he'll be able to use that DRS to his advantage and use that rear wing to slipstream him and overtake him down that straight. But coming up towards turn 1, I think Horatio's just about once again got the legs on Tree Monkey Page coming up towards turn 1, and we'll have that P2 remaining in his grasp for now. But he's gone a bit deep though into the first corner. Chewbacca Page just giving a little push there as they went side by side. They're going to be side by side into turn 2. He goes a little bit wide there, Chewbacca Page, but he manages to get a move done. Brilliant move there from Chewbacca Page. Managed to brave it around the outside of turn 2. Had the inside for turn 3. Just parked his car on the apex of the next corner, and Chewbacca Page pulling off a great move there up into second place. And he's now only 2.5 seconds behind Bennett LCFC. The top two now both on the medium tyres, and Chewbacca Page on the same strategy. He can keep himself within striking distance of Bennett LCFC and maybe take the fight to him in this race. Element's got ahead of Viper up into 5th place. Nicely done there from Element, as we see Iron Wolf's also going ahead of Viper. I don't know what's happened to Viper. Must have been a mistake there coming through the first sector. He's dropped back a couple of positions. Oh no, look at that. He's missing his front wing. That's why he's lost his front wing. So he's obviously been into the wall at quite a rate there somewhere through that first sector. He's now down to 7th place in this race, only a couple of seconds ahead of his teammate Andrew. So that has gone horribly wrong there for Viper in that little moment there that he must have had coming through the first part of the lap. Back gap between Chewbacca Page and Horatio already over a second. So Tree Monkey has started to put a bit of air between himself and Horatio, but he's got 2 seconds to the race leader Bennett LCFC at the moment. But Viper really struggling without that front wing now, and Andrew's going to make the move up the inside off Spoon Curve up into 7th, and Viper's got to come into the pits and get that changed ASAP. Not the ideal situation at all for him, seeing as he started on the mediums. He would have had the strategic wild card there with being able to go long on those medium tyres, but it's not really worked for him in the way that he would have hoped it to, and he'll be into the pits at the end of this lap for sure. As we see San wide out the hairpin. San's all gone into, he looked like he gave a bit of a brush with the wall there, but he gets over that one and continues on his way. Gap between Bennett and Tree Monkey Page 1.7. Tree Monkey Page is faster than Bennett at this point in the race. He's bringing it to him, you know. The man in the Ferrari, he's had his moments so far this season. Let's say that. He's been a couple of races where he's been really on it and fighting at the front. We've seen him fight it out with Philby and Bennett over the course of this season. Bennett, the traditional winner here at XLF1 League, is the quickest man out there in most of these races. He's once again looking pretty quick, but Tree Monkey Page looking like he's on the same level, at least, if not quicker than Bennett so far, since he's got ahead of Horatio. Horatio falling back into the clutches of Mark Bow now. Those soft tyres maybe starting to go off a little bit around Suzuka. The tyre wear pretty horrendous around here. So maybe we might be seeing Mark Bow getting that move done on Horatio up into 3rd when we get down the start-finish straight. When they get DRS, we may be seeing a position change between those guys. Bennett leads by 1.7 seconds coming out of the final chicane out onto the start-finish straight for the 7th time here in this race. Tree Monkey Page has continued to bring that gap down, but Bennett responded on that lap. Actually did the fast step of the race there, did Bennett. Got a beautiful exit out of the final corner as well. Kind of helped him to put that fastest lap down. Horatio's got Mark Bow very close, but for the time being it's going to hold him coming into turn 1. He's a little bit too far back at the moment. It's Mark Bow at this point, and Horatio weathers that storm for the time being. Bennett's lead to Tree Monkey Page still just under 2 seconds, so these two kind of just ebbing and flowing at the moment. But it's looking like it's a pretty close battle here between Mark Bow and Horatio. Mark Bow's looking to the outside into segment 1, but can't find a way around him at the moment. Horatio just parking his car in all the right places, and Mark Bow just can't seem to get a route up into 3rd place. He was quite wide through segment 2 there, which would have compromised him a little bit, and for now he's just tucking in behind, keeping pushing and waiting for his opportunity to open up if it does. Bennett's managed to get a bit better lap so far than Tree Monkey Page on this time around. Now 2.3 between these two. So Tree Monkey Page just dropped off a little bit, or Bennett's maybe just responded, having been able to see just how much Tree Monkey Page is getting it down in this race. Mark Bow within half a second of Horatio at this point. Goes a little bit wide there coming through 130 Arlo. That would have definitely just compromised him a little bit. Still right there though. Marbo now within 0.3 of a second of Horatio, looking all over the back of him here. Can he get a nice run up towards Spoon if he's going to have a little look, trying to fake to the inside, gets on the grass a little bit there. Does Marbo, he's not going to want that to happen too many times as he gets onto the run-off air out of Spoon, and he's going to have to go again there. It looked like he was trying to maximise his run coming into Spoon, but just couldn't quite keep it together there, and that could have been very close to tears, but he gets away with it for the time being. Horatio watching his mirrors, hoping that he can cling on to this, but Marbo looking like he's on the warpath here. I'm surely he's going to have an opportunity coming out of this chicane. If he can get a good exit here, he's going to be very much in striking distance. And there we go, Horatio into the pits, so that's kind of aborted that little battle there. Horatio coming in, Marbo staying out for the time being on those mediums. Tree Monkey Page coming in at the end of his first medium stint, putting some soft tyres on. Be interesting to see how long he can go into this particular stint. Horatio also out of the pits, he's put the mediums on, so Horatio can probably go to the end from here, I would imagine. Tree Monkey Page coming out of the pit lane now, but yeah, Horatio could maybe go to get those mediums to the end if he was very conservational to those tyres. Iron Wolf moves up ahead of Horatio for the time being. He obviously hasn't pitted yet, but Tree Monkey Page on those fresh softs coming out in 4th place. He'll need to come in again before the end of this race to put another set of softs on before we get to that final stint. So I'm intrigued to see what Bennett does now here in this race. I wonder if Bennett is going to do 2 soft stints, or if he's going to put the hards on and go to the end from here. That one remains to be seen. But oh no, Tree Monkey Page is out. Oh no, he's crashed out of the race. What's happened? Oh, he must have lost it on the cold tyres coming through sector 1. Where is his car? Let's see if we can spot the Ferrari. See if we can spot it in the barriers anywhere. I haven't seen it yet, but Tree Monkey Page is out of the race. He was looking like he could be Bennett's main challenger here in this race, but he's had enough. He's got some damage clearly, and Andrew Pittsmith, it says, has just gone past the crash site, so I don't know where it was, but if we ride on board with Viper, we might be able to spot Tree Monkey Page's stricken Ferrari off the track somewhere. Apparently we're coming through the crash site now, so it's obviously been cleared up already, but Tree Monkey Page, so unfortunate there for him, out of this race on lap 10, and that is going to make the strategy a little bit easier for these drivers now. Bennett pits, puts the hards on, as does Mark Bow. Those two can comfortably go to the end from here. Horatio might be able to save his mediums enough to go to the end on those as well. He'll have the pace advantage over Bennett and Mark Bow, and Element as well, because Element's putting on the hard tyres, but the question is Horatio going to be able to get those mediums to the end? Element there's going to come out just behind Horatio. Bennett and Mark Bow both coming out in 1st and 2nd. Horatio 3rd, Element emerges from the pits in 4th. Iron Wolf's just out coming into the box there. He's going to come out in 5th. Andrew Pittsmith there also coming into the box, should be able to have a free pit stop there. He's got enough of a gap back to Viper, who's just coming out of the exit of 130R. Soph put a fresh set of hards on a few laps ago. She'll be able to go to the end on those. Question is, does she come into the pits and put a fresh set on and guarantee the tyre life to last all the way or not? San has also been into the pits on this lap, so he doesn't need to come in again. Paul Codd is running on a scrub set of softs, so yeah, he needs to come in and get those changed. But under safety car here, first safety car of the night, due to Tree Monkey Page crashing out of the race. So unfortunate there for him. He was right there, he was in the thick of the battle with Bennett LCFC, but it's all gone horribly wrong there for him. Such a shame there for the man in the Ferrari. But lap 11 of 27, we're going to just sit tight and see how this one pans out as the rest of the pack just pull up onto the safety car. But this one is looking set to be a bit of a thriller. are then, guys, about to go again for the restart here. Lap 14 of 27 for the Japanese Grand Prix at the XLF1 League. It looks like we're racing, and it puts his foot to the floor. We're underway once again. Mark Bow gets a good bite as well. Horatio there in third. It's got Element all over him coming up towards turn one, but I think he's going to hold on there for third place as they hit the brakes. Viper there just behind Andrew Pittsmith, Soph San, Iron Wolf and Paul Codd completing the field here. 10 cars left on the track with Schumacher Page retiring, but unfortunately Paul Codd didn't catch up to the pack before we went green, as Iron Wolf managed to get the move done on San up into 8th place there. Nice move there from Iron Wolf, but Bennett leads ahead of Mark Bow. Stick to the back of him since the restart. Nice job from Mark Bow so far. And Elements just left the session. I don't know what's happened. Has he disconnected? He must have disconnected there, but he's out of this one apparently, as Bennett's still running just ahead of Mark Bow at the moment. 6 tenths between these two through Degner 1. Horatio sticking to the back of them. Element is apparently out of the race. Viper and Andrew Pittsmith has dropped off of him a little bit. I think it's the AI from Andrew there running in 6th place. Iron Wolf in 7th place there with Soph San and Paul Codd at the back, and Viper's got ahead of Element up into 4th. Crucial move there for Viper getting upper position. Let's go right on board here and see who's on AI and see who's on who's actually there. So Andrew's got the AI in. Don't know about Iron Wolf. I think he's there. Pretty sure he's there. Element looks like that is the AI in the car there. I think everybody else is at the screen at the moment, so hopefully Element gets himself back in before the end of this race, as he will be able to regain control of his vehicle once he rejoins the session. But Bennett leads by 4 tenths ahead of Mark Bow. These two currently dicing it out. Andrew Pittsmith has got ahead of Iron Wolf up into 6th, but Iron Wolf getting him straight back there into the chicane. As I don't think Andrew's there, I think that's his AI, but Bennett is leading by just over a second ahead of Mark Bow, coming in towards turn 1 for the 15th time here in this race. You double waved yellows through sector 1. Oh, and what's happened there? I don't know. Looks like they're all right, as we see Iron Wolf getting really wide there out of turn 1 and holding on ahead of Andrew Pittsmith right now. There's San in 8th, Soph running in 9th place here in this race, and Paul Codd a long way behind in P10. Iron Wolf is on the back of Element. Element's still not at the screen, so Iron Wolf wanted to get that done as soon as possibly can, and he's done that one up into 5th there. So Iron Wolf up another position. He's now got 4 seconds up the road to this man here, Viper, who's trying to hunt down Horatio, and Horatio is all over the back of Mark Bow, as these two have dropped off for the leader. Bennett LCFC a little bit. Bennett LCFC with a commanding lead out the front, but Horatio trying to get up into 2nd place if he can. He's on the medium tyres, it's Horatio, so he will have a pace advantage over Bennett and Mark Bow. He wants to make that count as quickly as he can, as his tyre advantage will definitely disintegrate, or rather drop down a little bit as this race goes on, seeing as the medium tyres are not as durable. They're quicker but not as durable, so as the race goes on that advantage will tend to drop a little bit. DRS enabled this lap, obviously the 3rd lap since the restart. Horatio not quite close enough to get the move done on Mark Bow coming into turn 1 this time around though. Mark Bow's wide though, and is Horatio going to be able to stuck up the inside? I think Mark Bow just about holds it around the outside. That was close there for Mark Bow, but he gets away with that one this time. He might not be so lucky next time though. But Andrew Pittsmith still just ahead of San at the moment, half a second between these two. Horatio's done Mark Bow. Mark Bow's lost it. Oh, Mark Bow's off through the S's. That's allowed Viper to pick up P3. Looks like Iron Wolf's going to come through and take 4th place here in this race. Element will come through to take 5th. The Element's AI comes through to take 5th. Andrew Pittsmith's AI is now in 6th place. Mark Bow down to 8th place. He's got a long way back in this one for sure. But yeah, right now Bennett leads the race by 3 seconds ahead of Horatio, and Viper now within 2 seconds of Horatio at this point. As now Soph has got ahead of Mark Bow up into 8th, and Mark Bow's it's turned into a torrid race for him. He's gone from hero to zero there. He was battling with Horatio for 2nd place. He's had another spin. Oh no, Mark Bow, no. Oh no, it's all unravelling for him. Let's stop watching him before we make him make more mistakes. Don't want to be commentators cursing him anymore, guys, do we? San on the back of Andrew Pittsmith. Is San actually there? It looks like he is, and he's looking to the outside here as Andrew Pittsmith's AI goes to defend, coming into 130R, side by side to the corner, and Sand goes flat out around the outside up into P6. Nicely done there from Sand on Andrew Pittsmith's AI. Next up for Sam will be Elements AI, as Elements AI is just coming out of the final corner. Bennett leads this race still by just over 3 seconds ahead of Horatio. Viper there running in the final podium spot, 3 seconds clear of Iron Wolf at the moment. And the battle's kind of just wearing thin ever so slightly at this point, as Sand's lost out there to Elements AI coming down the start finish straight. Don't know what the rule is on the AIs, but I don't. It's a little bit dodgy, I've got to say. Paul Cock goes a little bit wide there out of the corner. That allows Horatio through. Viper's just coming up on Paul Codd now, coming through the hairpin, but I don't know. I feel a bit weird commentating on a race with AIs. Soph's out of the race and Mark Bow's out of the race. Both of them are DNF'd here, so we're down to 7 cars out on the track here for this one. Both of those two crashing out somewhere, didn't see where, as Paul Codd will be coming up on the scene, but no, I think he's a long way behind them. He's not going to be coming up on the scene anytime soon. But another safety car here for round 16 of 27 for XLF1 League's Japanese Grand Prix, round 15 of the season. Bennett LCFC leads, Horatio second, Viper in third, Iron Wolf fourth, Elements AI running in 5th place with San in 6th, Andrew Pittsmith's AI in 7th, and Paul Codd pitting from P10 here, but that will become P8 once he comes round to the points where Soph and Mark Bow crashed out of the race. Here we go then, about to go for what's hopefully the last restart of tonight. We can't have a couple of safety cars here for the XLF1 League, but it's been an exciting race for those who are actually behind the wheel and haven't put the AI in. But Bennett looks like he's gone. We're racing once again here at Suzuka for round 15 of the season. Horatio under heavy pressure from Iron Wolf as they're coming down the start finish straight. Iron Wolf looking to make that move on the inside. Is he going to be brave on the brakes though? Let's see. No, tucks back in for the time being. Horatio holds on for that one. Element, San, Andrew Pittsmith, Viper and Paul Cobb completing this classification, and that's all we got left in this race. As we have started off with 11, we're down to 8. We've lost 3 so far after 20 laps here of the Japanese Grand Prix for the XLF1 League. Bennett has this one under his control for now, but that could all change very quickly here with his teammate Horatio on the medium tyres, and the mediums will comfortably go to the end of the race now. Now that we've had 4 laps under safety car, it means that he will only have to do 14 laps as opposed to 18 laps once we get to the end of the race. So Horatio should be able to comfortably go to the end of the race on those medium tyres. Let's see whether he can take the fight to Bennett over the course of this one, as he'll have pace advantage with the mediums because they're faster than the hards, and their durability won't be tested as much as I've just mentioned due to the safety cars that we've had. So this is wide open. San on the back of Element here, trying to get up into 4th place if he can, up towards Spoon Curve. Can't get anything done at the moment. Viper there just behind San, trying to capitalise on any incidents that might happen in front of him. Looks as though Element got a bit of a shaky run there out of Spoon. San's going to look to the inside. Viper's going to try and follow him through by the looks of it. Bit of a gap back to Andrew Pittsmith running in 7th. That's his AI there, but Viper trying to get up the inside of Element there. Element's holding it around the outside. San there just in front of these two as Viper's made the move there on Element up into 5th place. Nicely done there from the man in the Popeye McLaren. He's looking to the outside of San here out of the final corner. Is he going to tuck back in for that slipstream? He is. Viper on those mediums wants to clear them as soon as he can so he can get into clean air and get ahead of these guys who have been on the hards for a little while now. And Viper is up the inside of San up into 4th place. Nice move there from Viper as Bennett's gapped Horatio a little bit over the first lap after the restart. Now just over a second, although having said that, it's dipped under a second there coming through the S's. This is the part of the track where being on the mediums compared to the hards is going to benefit Horatio enormously, as I said earlier on. Through the S's, having the faster tyre makes such a difference, but then Bennett can kind of counteract it through the rest of the lap, as we know, because he is such a great driver. But even a great driver of Bennett LCFC's calibre cannot counteract a tyre disadvantage coming through the S's. It's just not possible. The softs have so much more grip than the mediums. The mediums have so much more grip through the hards through that part of the track. But for the time being, it's as you were between these two teammates here as they're coming into Spoon for the 21st time in this race. Iron Wolf's just dropped off the back of Horatio a little bit over the course of this lap so far. They got 5 seconds back to Viper, who's very wide there coming through Spoon. He's got ahead of San and Element. Andrew Pittsmith and Paul Codd still going in 7th and 8th places there. But Bennett LCFC's got the gap to Horatio. Can he see this one out in the final 6 laps of this race, as we see Horatio all over the curb there coming out of 130R, but keeping it together now for now. As laps are winding down here at Suzuka, Bennett sets the fastest lap of the race there on 10 lap old hard tyres. He's still got the pace as his fuel starts to wear down a little bit. Still 1.3 between these two. Iron Wolf starting to drop off the pace a little bit now as Bennett and Horatio seem to be stepping up a gear, but Bennett currently just a little bit out of Horatio's reach, just out of that DRS range which Horatio needs to be able to really put him under the cosh. Coming out of Spoon up down the back straight towards 130R. Bennett looks like he's got this under his control at the moment, but that could all change very quickly. Horatio's still going to be reaping the benefits of a faster tyre, but quite soon he'll find that will start to wear off a little bit. Once you've done about 11 or 12 racing laps on the medium, it does start to wear off. It takes about 15 laps for the hards to start wearing off. It takes about 6 or 7 laps for the softs to start wearing off. But then obviously you've got that graining phase, and then you get the point where usually about 2, 3, 4, 5 laps later, where it just completely falls off the cliff depending on what tyre you're on. The soft, you've basically got about a 2 or 3 lap window after it starts to drop off a bit, where you've got to come in. Mediums, you've got maybe about 4 or 5 laps before you need to come in. The hards, you might be able to you can possibly stretch the hards to about 8 or 10 laps after they start to wear off, but it can be a bit of a push. But at the moment, 6/10 between these two. Horatio gaining massively on Bennett coming through that first sector. As we've seen, the medium tyres just have so much more grip. But then Bennett, with his driving prowess, is managing to pull out a bit of a gap through this part of the track. But Horatio definitely got a better run through there. Just over a second between these two Red Bull teammates at the moment. Look like they're going to go at it for the victory. At the moment, Bennett doing everything he has to do to bring home the Japanese Grand Prix here for the XLF1 League, but never say never. Horatio is going to keep him guessing all the way until the checkered flag here. Lap 23 of 27. Bennett LCFC at one point this season took 6 wins in a row. Currently on... well, he won the race last Wednesday at Russia, but I'm not sure what happened on Sunday. I wasn't here, so I can't tell you about that. But Bennett, very often your race winner here at XLF1. He's the man to beat in this Tier 1 division. I happen to know there's a few talented drivers in the lower ranks in Tier 2 and Tier 3. I believe there's a Tier 4 starting here at XL as well. Be sure to check out the description, guys. There is a link to the XLF1 League right there, solely focused on the F1 2021 Codemasters game, and they do an absolutely brilliant job throughout the week. They've got I think Tier 3 and Tier 4s on a Monday, Tier 1 and 2 run on the Wednesday and Sunday, which is what we cover here. But yeah, plenty to get involved with here at XL. And if you want to also check out Motive Racing, the broadcasters, I myself am an admin at Motive Racing. I commentate for all of Motive Racing's streams, and also commentate for XL. We're partners, we work together to provide the best possible experience on the track, on the Discord, on the streams, and make sure you check out both of those links in the comments. They are 2 separate Discord servers. Well, one of them is a website, but it leads to a Discord server. The other one is just a Discord link. But they're 2 different communities, but we both strive to do the same thing. Obviously, XL solely focused on F1. As I said before, 4 tiers they've got now. They are expanding at a rapid rate at XL. It's brilliant to watch as this league nurtures and grows and continues to thrive. And also, Motive runs leagues on not just F1, but mainly sort of focused on sims like ACC, Project Cars, that sort of thing. So if any of that tickles your fancy as well. We also do F1 at Promotive as well on a Friday night, but Wednesday and Sunday we cover these guys as they battle it out. And right now Bennett LCFC continuing to do their business, but he's only just about clinging on in there. Horatio's really putting him under a bit of pressure now. This is the part of the track where Horatio seems to always close in a little bit. Didn't really get the gains that he usually gets through there though this time around. Maybe those mediums starting to cry out a little bit. We've mentioned already that they've done 4 laps under safety car, so technically they've been able to save the tyres quite a bit compared to what they usually would have. So Horatio's mediums will last longer than you would imagine. They'll probably just start to wear out in the next sort of lap or so if they haven't already. They're probably in the next sort of couple of laps they'll probably start to grain a little bit, but they will never hit that dropping off the cliff phase because they just simply haven't done enough laps. And Bennett's tyres haven't even scratched the surface yet. 13 laps, they're good to go for another 10 laps at least. Bennett ain't got to worry about those. The only problem he's got to worry about is the fact that Horatio has got a faster, more grippier tyre. Obviously the mediums being more grippier than the hards, albeit not as durable. So right now Bennett holding on in there, but Horatio's coming for him. His teammate at Red Bull putting him under tremendous pressure here in the last couple of laps here in Japan. Round 15 of the XLF1 League here at Suzuka. This one is going to go down to the wire between these two. Who is it going to be? As Bennett goes very wide coming through turn 1, gets away with it. Oh, that looked like it was nip and tuck there. He must have had his heart in his mouth there, I tell you. as he just about wrestled it back onto the track and under control. But Horatio is now within half a second as they're coming up on some traffic, and that's going to be the last thing that Bennett would have needed there. Horatio is now pulling up to within 0.2 of a second of him, down to that traffic. He hasn't looked to the inside into Dame 1, can't get it done. He's all over him though, coming through this middle sector here. This is the part of the track where Bennett seems to be a little bit quicker than Horatio. He'll want to maximise his pace through these next couple of corners and give himself a bit of breathing space when they come down the back straight. Horatio is going to be absolutely setting himself up for that pit straight. He'll be wanting to make sure that he's within half a second coming out of that final chicane. Then he'll get that DRS run coming into turn 1, and maybe, just maybe, he might have a little crack at taking the lead here coming out of Spoon. This is going to be pivotal to what we're going to see when we come out onto the start finish in a few corners time. Bennett and Horatio separated by 0.4. Horatio picking up a toe here coming down towards 130R. That will set him up in good stead once we get to the start finish. Here we come. Now Horatio needs to get a good exit here coming out of this chicane. If he can do that, oh, he's going to go for it now. He goes for a lunge up the inside. Bennett cuts the inside of the chicane. Horatio definitely nudged him out there. I don't really blame Bennett for cutting the chicane there, because he definitely got a bit of encouragement from his teammate, but it's as you were. Bennett's still holding on, and maybe he's just weathered that storm that was coming his way. Horatio's got to throw the kitchen sink at him on this last lap, but has he got what it takes to bring this fight to him here? Bennett LCFC has led this race since early on and has seemed to be in cruise control, but then these last couple of laps Horatio has just absolutely come alive, has just managed to get the absolute maximum out of those medium tyres. He's pushing his teammate all the way here. Bennett has been a class above his teammate this season, let's be honest here, but Horatio stepping up to the plate here in Japan, cutting the inside of Degman 2 a little bit there. They might get a penalty for that, but Bennett LCSC looking like he's going to bring it home for another win here in this F1 League. Few corners left to go here at Suzuka. It's been a great little battle between these two. They've put on a hell of a show tonight here in this XLF1 League. Drop a like on the video, guys. Join the XLF1 League in the description down below, as these guys are coming into Spoon for the final time. Bennett LCFC has done everything right here, has now pulled out a bit of a gap here on this final lap. Maybe that's going to be enough to see him over the line here, as they have now got 3 corners left to go, a left and then a right and a left chicane, which leads into a flat out, not really a corner, the last corner, it's a right, flat out right hander. But Bennett LCFC through 130R, he's now got a 2-second gap and he's got this one in the bag. What a brilliant job here from Bennett LCFC. Looked like he might have had a bit of a scare here in the final couple of laps, but he has absolutely fended off the charge of Horatio brilliantly out of the final corner here at Suzuka to take the Japanese Grand Prix at the XLF1 League. What a great win there from Bennett LCFC. Absolutely destroyed it there in the last lap or so. Showed he had the pace and he had a little bit in reserve as well. Putting on a show for us on the stream. Thank you for that, mate. Horatio taking P2. Great drive there from him. Red Bull 1-2 for those guys. Viper completes the podium in 3rd. The XLF1 League owner there doing a good job. San coming through 130R for the final time here in this race. Got a couple of corners left here in this one. Done quite a bit of distance on those hard tyres. He's got a penalty as well, but it shouldn't knock him back to behind Element, I wouldn't imagine, unless he's got a simply monumental penalty there. Element's going to hold off Andrew Pittsmith. These two AIs battling out to the flag, 5th and 6th. Iron Wolf also an AI in 7th. Paul Codd coming around the final corner to take 8th place, a lap down. Iron Wolf will be the last to finish as he's coming up the back straight here. He's got a couple of corners left in this one and he will come over shortly. 13 laps on the soft tyres, definitely an AI in that car. Bennett though taking the victory there by 2.5 seconds in the end, managed to pull out the gap when it was needed. Well done to Bennett LCFC taking another win in this XLF1 League. Do you think that you could challenge Bennett in this XLF1 League? If you think you can, then go to the description down below, join the leagues. You have to grind it out for a couple of seasons though, because there's a lot of tiers here. We've got 4 tiers now in the leagues on the Discord server, so you have to grind it out in the lower tiers, and maybe, who knows, if you impress in the lower tiers you might get jumped up a tier. I don't know what their or policy on that, but that is that then, ladies and gentlemen, for round 15 of the Formula 1 League here at XL on a Wednesday and a Sunday. Tier 1, Bennett LCFC taking another win, but Horatio pushed him all the way and looked to give him a bit of a scare right at the end. Viper completing the podium. What a great race there. Down to 8 runners at the end. Not the turnout that we wanted, but I'm sure there were reasons for that. But there are the podium finishers, guys. That was the race. I've been Andy. Andy. This has been the XL F1 League, hosted, in terms of the stream, hosted by Motive Racing. Big thank you to everybody for dropping a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Have a great evening, and see you.